Hey, Perry.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? What's up, Sharrell?
Hi.
Hey.
We're going to do things a little bit different today. It's real important that you guys click the like button. So if you're in the chat, please go ahead and click the like button now. I always say it at the end of the show when it doesn't matter anymore. I do. Anyway, so I'm going to wait. As I wait for more people to roll in, come in, I'm going to share a couple stories with you because all of this started rushing back to me with the Monique Samuels story. And it just reminded me of, there was a time when I first started blogging. When I first started blogging, I just did it by myself. Just remember I said, just make myself laugh. And then I decided, I want to get out more. And my very first YouTube friend was Alexander Rogers. Do you remember this, Perry?
Yeah.
He moved to Vegas and we had a ball. And my very first call, my very first tip from someone heavily involved in the show, maybe possible cast members, was the Jeff Lewis show. Do you remember that show that came on? It used to call Flipping Out. Mm-hmm. And I remember they called me because for the longest, you don't think anybody's watching you. You're just talking. I was just dragging people and having fun. And then we started the house. What was it called? The block party. That was like a part. It was like a club. We changed our channel into the club.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
It was fun.
It was so fun. We were here. Perry be drinking and people be smoking, and we were supposed to be talking about 90 Day Fiance. We talked about everything but, and then people start calling the show cast members. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then there became a time when I was like, you don't want to be friends with the cast members. It's the people around them you want to be friends with. And that's when I got the most information. And I got that from Rich Andrew, who was 15 at the time. Don't waste your time trying to be friends with the cast members. You want to be friends with the friends of the cast members.
Yeah.
Because they'll spill it, and they did. And that time in my career, or in my time in blogging, I was breaking stories left and right. These people start spilling information like it was going out of style. I'll see somebody and they'll tell me this and this, and then next thing I know, they'll call me. I'm like, where you get my number? Like, how you go? Yes, it is. And one of those times was with the Monique Samuels, Chris Samuels. What was the original show? Potomac, Real Housewives of Potomac. It was one of those times in my life where my phone was ringing nonstop. I finally got wise, took some advice from a 15-year-old. Rich Andrew was probably one of the smartest people I've ever met. And he was very young. I didn't know. People say, you didn't know he's 15. I had no idea he was 15. Because he's like brilliant, wasn't he, Perry? He was brilliant. Start making friends with the people around the cast members. And then that's when Freddie came on. And my phone was ringing left and right. And then what made me stop is I started getting lawsuits, threatening phone calls, cease and desist all over the place. Till I just woke up one day and I was like, I'm done. I said, I came on here. I was defeated. I was like, I will not be breaking stories anymore. I'll wait for somebody else to stand for, because it was getting crazy. Remember? They were calling. This is going down. We want you to say this. And it was insane. And what reminded me of this time is because that's when I had this phone. This is like 2 or 3 phones ago. And the person that I was working with at the time was spilling tea left and right about Monique Samuels. So I can't even get this to work. I'm trying to plug it up to get it work because I have a picture of the trainer. Hopefully I think it takes a long time when it's been dead for. This has been dead for about two years. So I haven't used this one, but I don't cut anything off just in case I have to go back and pull information. So
that phone gone.
This song, what phone is this? This is the iPhone. I don't even damn know.
Yeah.
It was a couple years ago. This phone has been dead. But I started going through some of the stuff that they were sending me, and I want to send a shout out to the person that gave all of my Monique information. And I just wanted to say I got burned out. I was tired, but I love you. Those were great times. And I'm have to move. And when this powers up, I'm gonna have to call you. When this powers, I have to call you because we were getting information left and right, and the cast members were hating it. They were threatening me. They were sending me like, "Don't wake up. Go to one eye open, bitch."
Yeah.
Do you remember? They were threatening me. You guys don't forget to hit the like button as you roll in. It got overwhelming. But that's the secret. You don't want to know the cast members. They're a pain in the ass. They're a pain. They lie to you.
Right.
They lie to you.
Yeah.
They only want you to say what they want you to say. What they want you to say. They're always worried about their image, and it's way worse. I mean, they're always worried about their image. When we watch Real Housewives of Atlanta and Candy's talking about she wasn't sympathetic because she was worried about how to make her restaurant look like somebody died here. They're all of them. Not one over. They all worry about their image. Hey, Roy, your friend's in the chat, Perry.
What's up, homeboy?
They all worry about their image, okay? But you make friends with the people around them, like a hairdresser, you're in like Flynn. So I got all this information about Monique Samuels rolling in. And we were all ready to go. This is before I started liking Carlos King. We were ready to bring down. We were ready to bring down Love and Marriage Huntsville and Love and Marriage DC. We were cocked and ready to go. And really, I woke up one morning and I said, "This is probably about the 6th lawsuit." I'm not joking, or the threatening of a lawsuit. I woke up one morning. I said, "I'm tired. This ain't worth it. Like, I'm not gonna be breaking stories anyway." So then I started working less. Like, you guys would be lucky if you see me three to 4 times a week. I used to work so much that the moderators came to me and said, "You need a break."
Yeah.
And the stories were rolling in. Bling. I had like 2 or 3 phones. Perry had 2 or 3 phones. V had phones, and it was just popping off. It was really, really an exciting time, but you have to have energy for that. You might have to be young for that. The lawsuits were wearing me down. The threats were wearing me down, and the actual work, because we were on call 24 hours a day. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. And I left that life behind. You know, I was like, I don't want to break stories anymore. I don't want to be people start making videos about me. Like, I don't want to be the center of, you know, this and that anymore. And, you know, I'm tired of people calling me a bitch.
Yeah.
Them castmates, they were coming for me. They were coming for me. I remember after the Jeff Lewis thing, and I don't even know where this person got my phone number. They were going through something on the set at the time. And my phone, when people started realizing I was doing Bravo, it started blowing up and backfiring.
Yep.
Y'all are messy. Y'all are messy in the chat. Y'all love the mess. That's why I got going. Y'all got me carried away with it because y'all love the mess.
They got you sued.
They got me sued and being threatened by people worth millions of dollars, like money. Okay, I gotta stop this. So I slowed down a lot, and then I started taking weekends off. Remember, I used to work 7 days a week, guys. Yeah. I used to work 7 days a week. We were on call all the time. And it would be like this. They'll call me in the middle of the night. "Story on so-and-so, come in. Let's do it now. Let's do it now." You got to get it out there. So I slowed down a lot. But I must say, there's a couple people making me want to get back in the game. Jason Lee is one of them. Shout out to Jason Lee. Friend to the show. Shout out to Jason Lee. Hopefully we'll have some exclusive stories coming his way. He's doing his thing. We're proud of you over here. You got the Babyface interview. I remember when Jason Lee broke the story about Khloe Kardashian's boyfriend cheating with Jordan Woods, and TMZ start copying from him. Like, it's a crazy job. It is a crazy job. But so during that crazy time, people were calling me saying, "Sharrell, Monique Samuels is a fake." I was like, What do you mean? Something big was going on. Maybe it was the fight. They were fighting. I can't remember who she was fighting on the show. She's fighting somebody, a cast member. I don't remember who it is.
Candace.
Was it Candace?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so someone calls it Monique Samuels is a fake. She's only with him for his money. And I was like you guys, because what somebody portrays on a show, and I try to remind you, this can be totally different than who they are in real life. They were like, she's with him for the money, allegedly. Mm-hmm. She's with him for money. I hardly do I told you sort of story, but I couldn't resist it because the whole chat was against me. You're a Monique hater. You hate Monique. You know how they start doing that. If I say anything bad about the people they like, they start calling me a Monique hater, like they're doing it this season. You're a Candy hater. You hate Candy. No.
You a jealous bitch.
Yeah. You're jealous. You're jealous of Candy. You're jealous of Monique. Jealous? Let me remind you, this is my damn job, okay? It's to find the dirt. And don't get mad because I know how to do it. They do Jason Lee like that too. Jason Lee's terrible. He be getting them stories out, okay? And y'all be eating them up. And then it'll take a little time. And then some people come back, well, okay, you know, I guess you were telling me the truth. But someone told me, Monique is not attracted to her husband whatsoever. Babyface singing Krishan's song was nuts. Yeah. Shout out to Jason Lee. We're going to talk about Jason Lee in a minute. After I get this I told you story out. And so we started making friends with people in our inner circle, you know, starting getting in. And they used to argue on the set. Allegedly, there was this big argument on the set between Monique and Chris. And he called her a broke bitch. A broke bitch in front of cast members. And she said she came out and said she wasn't attracted to him. Do you remember them days? I hope you're in the chat, the person that broke this story to me. Remember that? And then she got fired like Bravo does, but they let you tell any lie that you want to tell. She went on another channel lying her ass off about, I'm leaving because reality TV is too much for my family.
Yeah, she wanted to spend family time.
Yeah, I need more family time. It's not good for my family. But then you go on Carlos King a year later. And, you know, and back then, I don't care now. Back then, I used to hate it when they would lie. I'd be like, you know, girl, stop lying. Somebody actually said that Sharrell, Gigi wasn't lying. Remember her best friend at the time was named Gigi. She allegedly is having an affair with the trainer.
And I owe her apology too, because I think me and her had it out one day.
Gigi, you had it out bad with Gigi.
I thought she was lying, but I had to apologize. Gigi, if you hear it, I am sincere.
No, you are blocked. You are Gigi want to hear.
I know. I am sincere.
Here's the thing, Perry. When you tell somebody the truth, why do they fight you on it? Why do the chat be like, you're lying? And you really thought Monique was in love with him and everybody was making fun. And you even told me my source was wrong till you got the pictures.
I said I apologize, didn't I?
But what makes you just automatically think somebody is a lie?
Well, no, it's only like it's what storyline you believe in. That's how people call you a liar right now when it comes down to Candy. But when they see it for themselves, they might not.
A year or two later, when nobody gives a damn anymore.
I know it took me that long it took me a while before I had to realize I was wrong.
And this was the bad part. So I'm being told that Monique did get pregnant by the trainer. I get a picture of the damn trainer. I'm going to keep checking this every 5 minutes because I'm going to show that picture. And that she ended the pregnancy and then she lied about it on the show, called it a rainbow baby and gave herself a party for the rainbow baby. You guys remember this?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And then she went on that other show and crying, carrying on like, I value my marriage. I left reality. I can't do it anymore. Well, girl, you know you got fired. Okay, they wanted you to make up with Candace because they don't mind the fighting, but they don't want to drag it out like Lisa Rinna does. Like you have a fight, you make up by the end of the season. You didn't want to do it. This is what I heard, Monique. You didn't want to do it, so they fired you. Production started not liking you. They were calling you liars behind your back. And all them people that I said I need to be friends with, they wasn't trusting you no more. So then you go on What
Marriage
was it?
DC.
Love and Marriage Hunts? No. Love and
DC,
Marriage something. DC.
DC.
You go on Love and Marriage DC, and talk about this is real reality TV here. Now I can be myself. I can be myself. But you were really mean to Chris. You were really mean to Chris. And then we were locked and ready to go because we knew the rumor was that Carlos had reached out to Gigi. These are rumors. These are rumors. Maybe we'll ask Carlos one day. Had reached out to Gigi and she was ready to talk. Like, yeah, I'll come on the show. I'll talk about it. I got a videotape of her dancing with this guy at this club. These are the rumors. This is what I heard. And we were ready. We were ready for the story to break. We were like, you get ready to march, get set, go. We were like this. We were ready to take off, and it never came. We were like, what's up? Then we get word. Season 2. Season 1, he let everyone get adjusted because they didn't even know everybody. Because this is how bad she wanted to be on reality TV. She went and said, I want a show. And then she went around to different people that were okay with her, not real friends. Like, I met you at a party. And then I say, I'm getting ready to do the show. You want to come on and do the show with me? They didn't even know each other. Okay. And she claimed that, Potomac ruined her marriage. Like, if I would have stayed on that show, girl, stop. Someone was telling me all kind of dirt on Monique that when she met Chris Samuels, he already had a girlfriend. Like, they was spilling me tea. She lived in her car. Well, they even broke it down, told me what kind of car. I think it was a truck. I got to get this
Blazer, Bronco, something.
Was it a Bronco? They went that deep with it.
Yeah.
They were showing me pictures. She lived in this. She got kicked out of this apartment building. This better go ahead and fucking charge. Because I got a picture of the apartment building that she lived in. I got pictures of the trainer, all of it. And then we hear, okay, season 2, they're getting ready to drop the T. And what does she do? She ups and quits.
Yeah.
Yes, a Bronco, child. Didn't they tell us it was a Bronco? It was a Bronco.
It was something like that, but it was a description. It wasn't just a truck or a car. It was a Blazer, or she was living in the front seat of her Bronco. It was something to that effect, but
it was that specific. I mean, and I think I told Diva, I was like, Diva, you got to do this show, and I'm going to go ahead and feed to you what they tell me because I'm not feeling the show. I didn't like the show. I didn't like it. I was like, I'm not feeling the show, but I can go ahead and tell you the juice, and then we can do and we were ready to go. Didn't happen. She quit.
Yeah, the kitchen got too hot.
If you can't take the heat, get your ass out the kitchen.
She did just that.
She did just that. And I was like, well, maybe she does. So then I started downing myself. I was like, maybe she does. Maybe I am too mean to people. Maybe she does love him because, he's not in football anymore and the money's not coming in and blah, 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 blah. She did all kind of shit. Remember? She did all kind of shit. And then what do we find out today? Aww. Trouble in paradise.
My.
Monique Samuels. Calling it quits.
Unbelievable.
It was really crazy because there was this, and I'm going to tell this story now that he's passed away. Should I tell the story about Kyle? There was a blogger who has since passed on, who was in the inner circle, who was getting all of the Monique stories, okay? And she never figured out that he was the one. Allegedly feeding the information to people, okay? And they had a funeral for him, and it was just a lot going on. And she is filing for divorce today, and I'm on here to tell you because I got it bad. They're in love. She's a classy woman. You're jealous because she has more money than you. You know how people get. Like,
you need to worry about your own damn marriage.
It was just a lot going on at that time. Everybody around her, she had people around her that you just can't trust. This is very important if you're going to be on a reality TV show. You have to watch who's around you. and what you're doing. But it's being announced that she's getting a divorce, and I'm not really shocked. I'm not really shocked. I wonder why she just didn't be open with it on Potomac.
She wanted to keep that income. Look, I mean, look, if that's the case, she'd have went home. She wouldn't have had to cheat. She would have just told him, I no longer want to be in this marriage. If he was going to be upfront.
Listen to this. Hold on. I don't mean to cut you off. She and Chris refuted this, ma'am. Oh, of course they did. Let me tell you something. That marriage has been on the rocks since day one. Day one. All kind of rumors of alleged cheating. Like I said, rumors that he was with, you lose them how you get them. He was with somebody when she went after him. Very bad reputation. Y'all believe what you want. Believe what you want to, because there's always somebody out there that's going to believe what they want. But here's the thing. If you don't believe it, why come to a damn gossip channel? Well, what are you doing here? Go read it and then go about your business, because y'all want to hear the dirt. Y'all want to hear the dirt, okay? We wouldn't be in business if people wasn't listening. But you got these diehards that just do you think anybody's going to come up to you and say, hey, I love having sex parties. And we all get mollied out of our mind. Is anybody going to tell you that? No, because it's automatically going to mess up their reputation. So you people who believe everything they say, and I'm going to call you, if you live in the land of idiots, you believe everything, but nobody's going to tell you their dirt, especially if they're on reality TV and their reputation affects their damn paychecks.
Right.
They ain't doing this because they're in love with it. People trying to make money, especially on reality TV, because despite what you might think, they don't get the same treatment in Hollywood as an actress would or a singer. It's like, you're famous for being famous. You're reality TV. They're the bottom of the totem pole. You guys don't even know that. Like, the people you're cherishing will not get any respect if, I don't know, Tom Cruise shows up in the room. Oh, no. Meryl Streep, a real actress. They just missed reality TV people like, yeah, okay. Kim Kardashian maybe get a little more respect than the average one, and that's because of how much money she makes, but only a little bit more. Kanye West had to beg Anna Wintour to bring Kim, put him on the cover and bring her to the Met Gala.
Yeah, I mean, and then Kim, because she was married to Kanye West, she had a sex tape, so it was actually extra thing she added on to the. Yeah. I'm telling this thing better power up. Anyway, it's being reported that Monique Samuels and Chris are getting a divorce. Now, that's the word. It's on every blog. Let me see. Let me go to TMZ really quick. Carrie, what are your thoughts about people crying when you say something bad about their favorite? Look, I mean, people are going to believe what they want to believe, right? But I think people had a tendency to think all bloggers do is just come on here and just make up something just for some kind of effect. No, I'm just telling you what I think. That we just come up here and just say something just out the blue, just for some kind of effect, right? But if the other person come back and say, oh, no, this is not true. I know the rumors out there, but it's not true. It's a possibility it's not true. But it's a possibility that we heard the rumor and we seeing what's going on. Like, we'll find out if this divorce go through or not. But it's damn sure, if you go back and look in the past, they've been working on it. Okay.
If you watch Love and Marriage DC, that marriage was on the rocks. Just from that. Let's just say I didn't hear the rumors. She was so mean to him. She was so mean. She treated him like yesterday old lunch meat. She was very mean to him. And I think she said in public she wasn't attracted to him one time because he had gained weight, called the man fat. What? It is what it is. But anyway,
though, like Sharrell, like, and as far as subscribers and people who come, it's a such thing as super fan because I'm a super fan of Portia. Right?
Oh my God.
So when you're a super fan, you just fall in love and you just
you're a super fan, but you're not blind to what Portia does.
Okay, but I'm telling you, even when she took that man's, that lady's husband, I was in denial. I was seriously in denial, and I was gonna fight with Portia to the end until more stuff kept coming out where I just had to, own up to it that she took that lady's man.
You're laughing at you in the chat. He was in denial. He was in deep denial. And you would come on here and you would argue with Gabor. Those were fun times too. Those were really good times. Remember when Portia's cousin called us?
Yeah.
That was what about then? Did you believe the cousin?
I was like, you just jealous because, look, I'm still a super fan of Portia. So.
Oh God. What is it? Is it because she's pretty? Why are you such a super fan?
Yeah. I like her. I like her spirit. Well, I know. Well, look, she's a beautiful woman, but she just stood out from the rest of them to me. She brung something to the table.
Okay, Perry. Besides her look, I don't know what you're crushing over because, child, the girl got a reputation. But we're going to give Portia her respect now because I don't know how she got there, what she did to get there. She is a true blue housewife. Andy Cohen wants her back on the show, and we want her back too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on. I didn't realize I talked for a half hour. Let's talk about a story I just did on with the Johnathan Majors and the Meagan Good story. Okay. Meagan Good. I love Meagan Good. Well, let me reword that. Meagan Good was a regular hip hop girl. Let me put it that way, okay? Because I don't want to. Perry said, "I like her spirit." Right? Mm-hmm. He likes her ass. That's what he likes. Meagan Good was a video vixen. Is that Meagan Good has always been beautiful, and men have always been attracted to her.
Right.
Let me put it that way. Okay. And good looks can go a long way in Hollywood. And she's had a number of rappers that she likes to date. She has had a bad reputation of every man cheating on her, which is really, really weird. She is beautiful.
Didn't Halle Berry have that problem?
Halle Berry, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But, yeah. See, looks ain't everything.
Well, I don't get it. If I look like Meagan Good, I would have an attitude. I will be telling you off like, you just better be glad you know me. You think you're lucky stars, you even know me. And, and I would want to play the field, whatever. But anyway, she has a reputation of being cheated on. And one of those women that they like you till they don't. And it's the kind of men that you go after. If I was famous, I would, if a rapper called me, I would hang up. Especially that rapper named 50 Cent. Who in their right mind would try to date 50 Cent? Okay, just ask Vivica. Nobody worth anything. Maybe now that he's older and a little plumper. But back in the day when he was made of steel and all the women was around him and he had all the money in the world, you don't date them kind of men. You don't. I wouldn't. You don't date them. But Meagan Good did. Hi, Freddie. Hi, Freddie. That's my buddy. Freddie can get some info. We love Freddie. Anyway, really quickly, let me move back on. So it's being reported today that Meagan Good is dating Johnathan Majors, who's being accused of putting his hands on women. If you want to hear the details, go into my still video. He has a lot of women saying that he's not. He puts his hands on them, and a couple of directors and Hollywood big shots are saying the guy is not a good guy. He has a bad temper, and when he gets mad, all hell breaks loose. But they're reporting that he's dating Meagan Good, and she was by his side today when he went to court. His court date is set for August 3rd. Now, here's the thing. There's also a rumor going around that this is a Hollywood couple put together by a publicist. I have a tendency to believe that a lot more than I do that you find this guy sexy and all of these women, producers are crossing his name off a list. He lost all of his movie deals and up in future movie deals. He doesn't have a single sponsor. Everybody is backing away from him. And then Meagan decides to go date him during this time. That doesn't even make any common sense. And somebody says, I did a video going into detail about it earlier, so you can go back and check that if you want to know details. Somebody said in the comments, said, "Oh, Sharrell, you're trying to make her to be a dummy, and she's not." I didn't make up the point that it is a publicist's job now, if they want a career boost, to hook people up together. And hell, it might even be a producer's job now, because we hear it was Carlos King that staged Sheree and Martell. That is not unheard of.
Right.
Like, a lot of people do it. I'm gonna make a video one day about all of the fake couples.
Yeah, I mean, because I know some people were saying like, well, why would somebody? I'm not saying whether it's fake or not, but I'm just saying it's a possibility. I'm not the one that's going to discount everything. In time, we will see. But at the same token, you had somebody like, well, why would this person fake that? That just don't make any sense. Well, it could make sense if you watched the earlier video. It could make sense from this standpoint. She had just left the preacher, right? What is
Devin Franklin is his name.
And sometimes you get tired of that being in the news. You didn't want to have a baby. What happened to your relationship? Sometimes you want to move on. The fastest way is to hook up with somebody else. He was already going through allegedly whipping somebody's ass, right? So, of course, he wanted some shit change, right?
Hook
them up together. And now the story is about, oh, look at this wonderful couple. She's dating this, so-and-so, whatever. It's possible.
It's possible. I'm leaning towards, yeah, it's true. Because either that or something's wrong with her. I don't go public with a guy that's accused of putting his hands on multiple women, and I want a career in Hollywood. That doesn't make any sense, Meagan. So I'm hoping that you thought this will give you a boost. He's a part of the Marvel thing, and maybe you thought people would not believe it, but they believe it. And his name is Mud. Go look up Mud, and there his picture will be in Hollywood. People don't want to work with him, and people are looking at you side eye. We'll talk about it when I drop the link. Did she do it? Didn't she? Is she doing it for pub? Is she not doing it for pub? But I need you guys to realize people put together, publicists, specific. I'm being very specific. Publicists, your publicists, if they feel you need a boost, will come to you and say, we want to put you with someone for a couple months or a year. And sometimes you sign a contract, sometimes you don't. It's very, very involved.
Right.
Somebody wrote a book about it.
And we can't deny it because we giving them pub right now. So we talking about it. Right.
Well,
so, and some people say, oh, well, who would want some negative pub? People would take pub any way they can get it. Out your backyard, whether they get to climb through your window, anything. They'll get pub any way necessary.
Perry did not make up the saying all pub is good pub. Even if it's bad, you get your name out there. You could do something dumb. Like Kanye West did something to cause Adidas to, I can't remember, to drop him. And oh my God. Everywhere. He was everywhere. I believe the rumors. She is fighting for publicity because Devin Franklin just produced the Hot Cheetos movie. He sure did. Like 2 weeks ago, he did. And he's all over the media right now talking about the divorce. Every station, he's talking about it. He was on The Breakfast Club. He's just talking about it and how he cried himself to sleep. And allegedly they broke up because she didn't want to have a baby. So it's a lot going on there. So anyway, if you want the details, go check out my other video. I want to move on really quickly because I want to get to Wendy Williams and Kevin Hunter. Okay, so V was the first person who told me V can get scooped too. V be getting scooped. She comes in with people love V. People feel like they can talk to V. I don't know why people like V. They build a rapport with V. And
I don't know neither. I've been here for 2 years or 3 years. Nobody give a damn about me.
V came to me a couple of weeks ago. She said, Sharrell, somebody just told me that V is very interactive with people because she still does book my interviews, or if I want to ask somebody something, I'll say, call V, can you call this person, tell me, what do we have to say about this story? So she called me a couple weeks ago and she said, did you hear that Sharina's getting ready to leave? Her name Kevin Hunter.
Yeah.
The Sharina is the girlfriend. I almost said wife. No, because he couldn't make her a wife because he didn't want to stop those payments of Kevin Hunter, and she's responsible for ruining, if you ask me, my precious beloved Wendy Williams, who I adore. Okay, even that got to be hectic. We were doing the Wendy Williams times. It was phone calls every day. It was very hectic. And so I said, no. I said, she's not gonna do that. She's not gonna do that. Because everybody knows she's the person responsible for Wendy, who had that baby on Wendy. And of course, they're saying before Wendy would dibble and dabble in drugs and stuff like that, but not like this. This is just, they ruined her. I feel, and I don't think Wendy's a weak person. We all have certain things that we are not going to be able to handle. The strongest of the strong. Something for the strongest of the strong is going to be too much for somebody really strong.
Yeah. And
for whatever Wendy Williams' reasons were, she was in love with that maniac. Nobody liked him. We used to think so when when the Wendy Williams show was on, we made some real good friends over there. And that was the best times too. Those were the best times because they were frustrated with Kevin and Wendy. And so they would call us. We have to go talk about it. And people called us a liar then. Remember when we first reported that Wendy was on something? Nobody believed us.
She paved the way for you. You a damn hater. You and your black ass husband.
We reported that Wendy Williams was coming to work high. I didn't say drunk at the time because somebody told me we said she was high and she was stumbling over her words. And my people went ape shit crazy on us. And unfortunately, because even though I have to report some things, I respect Wendy Williams. I watched her show every day. And when I was reporting these things, it was breaking my heart because certain people, and everybody has their people, that you, I would say, look up to or admire or say, wow, she's got a talent, or, Fantasia is another one for me. I just think she can really sing. Girl has got a reputation for being dumb as rocks, but I just think she's a fabulous singer. And I liked Wendy Williams, and I had to report what they were saying. These were people on her set. Telling us they didn't like working with Kevin. He was cheating. He didn't treat her right. All this stuff. And it was just a terrible time. And I really blame Sharina. Everybody knows that Wendy knew. Okay, those were the rumors. She knew. But the baby was the deal breaker.
Yeah.
And so, Wendy's never really been the same. Even though she's made brilliant moves, the way she fired him, everybody knew but him. He came in that day and they escorted his ass right out of that office, and his stuff was already packed and ready to go. Thought that was brilliant. It was also something, the way she cut off her son and cut off Kevin Sr. because he's a bum. And how dare you cheat on me, have a baby on me, and then live the good life off of my damn money?
Well, you know what?
Lifetime.
Him having that baby could have been a deal breaker for him too.
Well, it was a lot to it. I did a still video on it. Sharina had her eyes set on Kevin from day one because of his money. She's a poor girl from South Carolina, and her family ended up, specifically, these are the rumors, the mom, not even trapping Kevin because he wanted to be trapped. Just, trying to push for him to leave Wendy. And it was, she was double teamed. What kind of parents help you do some shit like that?
Her daughter been sitting in the house eating up all the damn food. She wanted her ass out by any means necessary.
By any means necessary. And now, Kevin, it's being alleged, what comes around goes around.
Yep.
She left your ass, allegedly, took Journey, that's the name of the daughter, and went back to the mother who helped her allegedly plot this all out. The rumors, they had been broke for a while. So here's the thing that I don't understand. Okay, make me understand this. I know I'm living off of Wendy's money, but I don't invest that money. I don't save a dime.
No.
I'm letting Sharina, what did they say? Go to the mall and buy 3 or 4 pairs of $1,500 shoes, red bottoms.
He thought that he could live off Wendy for the rest of his life. That's what he thought. That's why I'm saying that baby could have been his deal breaker too, because that what made Wendy say, "Hey, enough is enough." Because, like you said, she was aware that he was sleeping with somebody, whether it was her or not.
But that's not even, I get what you're saying with that, Perry. I'm saying for you. Perry Sanders.
Yeah.
We know that ain't your real name, aka William.
Player.
Perry, I remember this. And V, you can vouch for this. I remember one time I was 24 years old. Remember it like it was yesterday. I never did the books because Perry just always did that. One time, asked my mother, because she was with me, I got a hold of one of the bank statements and seen that you had $75,000 in the bank. You've been saving money. You've been investing money. You taught your children how to invest money, save money since the day I met you. You were early 20s investing money. He doesn't do that. You're around a lot of other millionaires. That's what they do. They invest their money. How you not do that?
What I'm trying to say is some people think like I can get to that part later on in my life, but right now I don't need to, because Wendy has been taking care of his broke ass since they got together.
Yep.
All the way through.
He was a hairdresser. Yeah.
And year after year after year after year, the money keep coming. So after a while, he's like, well, you know how a kid go, well, I don't got to get a job until I'm 18. He don't think he had to get to this point until later.
So he really thinks he's a bigger bum than I thought, that I could just live off of Wendy's money for the rest of my life or until that money runs out.
Obviously, that got to be the case. If not, I mean, you know what? Even before she met him, say he could have been jobless.
Look at V. Look at V tattling on me. Really, V? You tattletale?
Yeah. But I did. Let's say if his job is even a drug dealer, right? A smart drug dealer know how to invest, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is that he got comfortable and thought that it would just never stop. Then he got too greedy. Instead of, you had a hall pass to play on Tuesday morning, but that wasn't enough. Now you want to go and buy some Huggies. That would killed him, right? And then he didn't.
He deserves everything he gets. Also, Chronicle Speaks is reporting that he's trying to sell things for money, luxury cars, things like that. And I hate to say this because kids are off limit.
Don't say it.
I have to say it. I have to say it. It's how I feel. And if you guys don't understand, then please remember that people feel different about different things. Wendy Williams' son, I have no respect for. None. Because you watch these people use your mother. Use your mother. And you guys know how I am about my mother. I will ride by my mother's side till the wheels fall off.
Right.
I cannot stand a child that's not loyal. Unless your mom wasn't loyal to you, some moms aren't. But if your mom was there through thick and thin and paid your ass, how much did she pay? $6,000 a month for a $2 million condo?
It was that.
You go with the side piece. I was telling my mother this the other day. I said, Mom, if I ever had wind that somebody was using you, and let's say you were Wendy Williams. Let's say my mom was Wendy Williams, and she just can't handle this divorce. I'm stepping in. I'm taking over. Damn, what is his name? Will Selsby. Damn my dad. I'm taking over. I'm handling that money with a fine-tooth comb. I'm going to people who know what to do with monies. I'm moving in with my mom. I'm making sure she goes to rehab. I'm helping her with her loneliness, and to hell with my dad. Sorry, Dad. My loyalty first is my mother. Period.
Yeah, that's the same here.
And I don't care if I was in my 20s. Perry, you know how I am. 20s, they're not 20s. if it's time to step in and repay your mother for the things that she has done for you, then I don't care how old I am. I could have been a teenager. I'm stepping in. I'm moving in. I'm dropping out of school, and my job right now is my mom. Period.
No, I agree with you. I mean, you scared me when you said child's off limit. I thought because it's more than one child in this situation. And him, I don't really call him a child anymore. He's past 18 and all that stuff. But you sort of had me thinking something else was gonna happen.
All right, I'm talking too much. Let me do Jason Lee really quick, and then we're out. So Jason Lee has gotten an interview with Babyface. And which is really, really good. Like, shout out to Jason Lee. You're doing your thing, Jason, and hopefully we have that exclusive information next week. Sorry, I had to click off. Jason Lee's been doing his thing lately, getting the good interviews, setting off the smoke in the interviews. Remember when he interviewed Marlo? I don't even want to do it again. Yeah, he was on every blog. He had everybody talking about it. And I tell you this, never mind. So shut up. So it's really weird. So you guys been hearing about the beefing going on between Babyface and Anita Baker. Now, if you're an entertainer, you only have so long in the spotlight. I don't care who you are. Okay? I don't care who you are. You have 15 minutes of fame and that's it. And then when you're, put over in the oldie but goodie category, that's just what it is. Like, I think it's crazy when you're put in the oldie but goodie category, which is not a bad place to be. No one's going to be young forever. Everybody's music comes and goes. You should just be glad that you could still put on a damn concert and people show up. But for me, you shouldn't be arguing over who's the best. You just shouldn't. When Candy said that Escape was better than SWV, first of all, that was not true as far as the numbers were concerned. Second of all, you're both in the same category. What difference does it make? We should not. If you are 40 and up, no, 45 and up, you shouldn't be trending for dragging people.
Right. I mean, so what's going on? I mean, are they in a retirement home in wheelchairs trying to run each other over? I mean, what's going on here?
Well, I guess Anita Baker asked Babyface to be the opening act. I can't believe this. Now, if I had to choose, and it's really hard, it's hard to choose. If I just had no choice but to choose, I can't.
Oh, no, because I'll pay your rent. I'll cook your dinner too.
Babyface, they're both great at what they did during their era. But she was the opening act. She said that Babyface went too long and that the audience got mad because they wanted to see her. It's her tour. So I'm not going to say it all right now. She's allowed to do whatever she wants. The purpose of me talking about it today is Jason Lee has gotten an interview with Babyface, and it airs tonight on Revolt TV. Babyface is so cool. Like, I don't even see him. But he's saying that his treatment was worse than anybody knows, than what the public knows. Well, Anita.
He never changed. He was crying in his music and crying now.
And I will read all of this tomorrow after the interview. But she also outed him for not liking Beyonce. Like, that's supposed to be private information. If I tell you something behind the scenes, like, I'm not really feeling Beyonce, one of the number one artists in the world, and then you go and tell the public, Anita, girl, let's just watch the interview and see what they have to say, and then we'll talk about this tomorrow. But I mean, we shouldn't be trending. We shouldn't be trending after 45 about who's the best, the best, and it's crazy. Hi, D. Bernard says, Sharrell, I think Wendy's son is on the spectrum. Oh, so I don't expect him to step up. In fact, I believe he has a handler too. Okay, I didn't know that. Right, I will be the first to apologize. I just dragged this child. I didn't know. I had no idea. Shame on me. I didn't know. I take it all back.
But at least we know how you feel about your mother.
No, I didn't know. Had anybody else in the chat know? Did you guys know? Someone said they're not just trending; they've been trending all week. Yeah, let's talk about it after, because I want you guys to go watch Jason's interview, and then we're going to talk about it. This is a mess. How did he get this interview, Perry? We don't know. We'll find out.
Oh, Jason.
Mm-hmm. And what are your thoughts, really quickly, on Jason?
He know a lot of people.
He does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He does. You guys, I didn't mean to talk about the woman's child. Hi, Freddie.
Hi, how are you?
What's up, Freddie? How you doing?
So let me ask you this. Have you heard that Wendy Williams' son is on the spectrum?
No, I haven't. And quite frankly, people are just finding a way to make excuses for him. I mean, this guy's my age. So I do feel, what is he, like 20? 24, that's the same age
23,
as me.
23, yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, so he's around the same age as me. He is a little bitch. He's a little coward, quite frankly. And he thought that siding with his dad and the side chick would be a constructive way of extorting his mum, who wasn't mentally fit, to gain the money. And
okay, wait, hold on, Freddie, hold on.
He is a little brat.
You're saying you feel like that Wendy Williams' son could have did a better job protecting his mother?
Yeah, of course he did. He was looking for the money. He's clearly inherited his father's mentality. Go for money. Screw family. Screw those that are... I have never met anyone. And people might say, oh, well, you've lived a privileged life. Yeah, I work.
Let's not forget people. Freddie's rich. Here, I put you on blast, Freddie.
With people that have bursaries. I work with a different mix of people that have come from poor families as well. I have never met anyone in my life that has treated their mother as terribly as Kevin Hunter Jr. has treated his mum. That is what I will say to that.
Well, what about this, Freddie? What if we're wrong? What if there's something mentally wrong? What if he's on the spectrum?
Yeah, but people on the spectrum, they're not that insensitive.
Like, look at this.
People who are on the spectrum, they're just not good at understanding empathy and emotions like that. They're not like, let's throw my mother under the bus in the way that the son has.
Let me say this really quick, okay? Remember we used to call Rich Andrew? Look what somebody put in the chat.
Tell us how you really feel, Freddie.
No, wait. No. Rich Freddie. Rich Freddie. But Rich Freddie, it makes a huge difference if a kid has learning disabilities and stuff like that, right? Come on, Freddie, you gotta scale back a little like me.
Okay, listen, yes, in a way, but people who are on the spectrum, they do not take advantage of this person, of a parent, in this way.
I mean, I understand where the anger's coming from, because
I think it wouldn't surprise me if whoever wrote this and is trying to stir this narrative is probably Kevin Hunter himself, quite frankly.
Kevin Hunter.
Well, I agree with you, Freddie. I don't believe a word Kevin Sr. says. If the child is on the spectrum, I do take it back, because they're not physically capable, but not just, where are the other family members? I'm sorry, Tommy, I had to throw you under the bus. Where's Tommy? Where's Wendy? She has another sister. His name starts with a W too. I can't think of her name.
Wanda.
Like, I just feel like nobody helped Wendy through this difficult time. Opinion, what's your opinion?
Let me say this real quick, Sharrell, though. Like, if the kid is on the spectrum, like Sharrell said, she generally apologized.
I do.
But if he ain't, all her words stand. Okay, I'll be back.
Sound off opinion.
Well, being on the spectrum doesn't make you any less capable. I got
Freddie's right. Freddie's right.
I got 2 kids that have autism, and they're actually very smart. It's just that it depends on which kind of the spectrum you on, and he would probably be high functioning because most kids on the spectrum that's not high functioning, they either have problem talking or walking. So I don't know what his spectrum level would be, but I'm just saying, you would have a genuine love for your kid. I mean, for your parents, because mine don't, let me out of their sight too tough. We be
But
on the phone, they be running up behind me. So
we have to say this opinion. Not everyone has a good relationship with their mom.
well, see, here's the thing though. It's been, Wendy was madly in love with him before she, went down this rabbit hole to the fact that even when they got divorced, he was staying with her until he went off to college. So
yeah.
and right before he went off to college, she had him on the show for his birthday and gave him that bike and everything. But regardless to what it is, he came out eventually and said he wanted to help his mama, but they were stopping him. But I feel like if you really wanted to help your mama, like you could have found somebody in the industry and said, "Look, I need some help. I could pay you after you get my mama situated or whatever, but I need some help getting her situated." Like you reach out to somebody, it would seem like he would know somebody that could help him, get his mama together.
You're getting Freddie all riled up over there. Do you see him leaning into the camera?
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying he had to be in social scenes with a lot of other celebrities, being Wendy, his mama. I'm pretty sure there's somebody he could have reached out to and said, "Look, I need to help my mama get out of this bad situation and get her health back together." And I'm pretty sure somebody would have helped him because he is younger. You know what I'm saying? And they may not have even charged him. They would have probably did it, just because they know Wendy. Wendy knew a lot of people.
Yeah, but I think it's a trust factor.
I feel like if you're on the spectrum, I should just shut the hell up and
Right. But the thing is, with people on the spectrum, they're naive in a way to a lot of things. Like they're not that calculating as individuals. What Kevin Jr. has done, it's calculating behavior, quite frankly. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. He believed that Wendy, his mother, would be declared by a court mentally unfit somehow, or because of the alleged substance issues she'd die and she'd have maybe some Amy Winehouse type, I don't know, death. And he and his dad thought that they'd get all the money. That's what I really...
Let me tell you guys something. I have a really good relationship with Freddie. We will be on the phone arguing. He cracks me up. I don't know why. I think he's funny, but I get your pain. It was hard to watch. Let me reword it this way, Freddie. It was hard to watch Wendy suffer so much without any family help.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was really bad. Jennifer, sound off.
Okay. But I want to say, like, I have cousins that are on the spectrum as well. And, like, well, obviously Opinion has kids, but just because they're on the spectrum doesn't mean they don't understand or they're not smart. A lot of people on the spectrum are very smart,
That's what I said. They usually extremely smart.
Exactly. Like, being on the spectrum and, like, someone that maybe has Down syndrome, that's not the same thing.
So let me ask you this, Jennifer. Why didn't he step up to help his mother? And let me read this from Bonji really quick.
He's just an a-hole.
Let me read this from Bonji because this is very true. Don't forget, Kevin Jr. fought his dad in the beginning. Remember when they got in the fist fight?
Yeah.
Beginning of the mess and got arrested. I didn't know he got arrested, but he showed some kind of compassion for his mother then. And then all of a sudden, he just takes off. And the most disrespectful part to me, disrespectful part of it is that you called the side piece mom. I'm done. I'm done.
But you know what I wonder sometimes, and like he's 23, but he's only 23. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I could be 15. You're not going to disrespect.
I don't know, but people.
No, this is what I'm saying is like, I think he should have stepped up, but at the same time, like, it's like he grew up, and how long have they been saying Wendy has had problems? So of
No.
course he loves his mother, but I wonder how Kevin Hunter Sr. has brainwashed him
No,
to go against him.
If I was 16 and you did this to my mom, I would emancipate myself and take over.
But that's you,
right.
not everybody. He may have loved his
she's saying that it's possible that Kevin Sr. got in his head. You know how like parents go through their brainwash them, right? That could be a possibility. And then, you know, sometimes how Freddie think. I wonder if Sharina could have did something to that boy.
But I also wonder if like if Kevin Sr.
I wouldn't rule this out, actually, Perry.
Was like, you know, if your mother really loved you, she would stop doing this. But you know, son, I love you. Sharina loves you. We'll be here for you.
What about that,
Freddie?
What if the dad was really manipulating the son?
Well, we know he's manipulative, but at the same time, you do have to use your own initiative. I mean, my parents have been married for over 25 years, so I'm very lucky. I've not come from a divorced family. But I know plenty of people who have. And a lot of people, of those people that have gone through bad divorces, they all know that their parents use the children. They use things against each other and manipulate people. And you as the child do have to sort of be a bit smarter and realize that's what they're doing. I know plenty of people that have done that. And he, if anything, he knew his dad had no money, was living off Wendy's back, quite frankly.
You really
and he picked up the side chick from, I don't know, the side road or somewhere like that. and then thought, yeah, I'm gonna convince my kid that me and this new side road woman, Sharina Hunter, are sort of the parents. You've got to be a fool to believe that, quite frankly. You should love both your parents, but realize that both parents, particularly when they're bad divorces, they're going to be playing mind games, and sadly, the children get involved. It's a bit like the story you were talking about yesterday with Aoki.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, at the end of the day, the dad, he's a nightmare. He's a psycho. He's got issues. But at the same time, you know, the daughter, it is not helpful. It's not constructive for her to be talking about this on social media. And we do have to be thinking about the mental health of these children that are involved. You know,
but people don't.
In a good way. They've had both parents that have caused issues, and the child needs an outlet, a support system that's not going to judge them or is not going to be biased.
Let me clear mine up, because my dad's wife, I love you. I really do. But mess with my mom and it's a wrap. I'm very, very close to my mother. It says, I totally agree that Kevin Sr. got into his head. Prayers up for Wendy Williams. Yeah.
I want to say one other thing is that Wendy is a workaholic, and even though Sharina's a side chick, she may have been there to nurture him in a way that Wendy wasn't available to.
I don't give Sharina any credit. I don't care.
I'm not trying to, I'm just saying maybe, I'm not saying that he's necessarily right, but I'm saying maybe that's why he ended up like going with his dad. You know, maybe he's just a mixed bag of feelings. Oh, you know what? I should be with my mom. No, you know what? Maybe I should be loyal to my dad. I'm saying that's why he's a mixed bag. But I agree with opinion also about he should be able to get a lawyer at this point and be able to do something if he truly wants to.
So let me read this message from
Sharina. You saying Sharina nurtured Kevin Jr.? She breastfed him?
But what she's saying is manipulation, like a loving environment. Yeah, and she could be right about that. Let me read what Bondry's saying. She's saying, as a parent of an adult child with autism spectrum, it's important not to generalize. The spectrum is not linear in diagnosis and behavior. It's hard out here for our children. Lead with compassion. We will.
Right.
Lisa, sound off.
Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Fred. Hi, Fred.
What's up?
I'm on Fred's side Ooh, child, I'm so much on your side, Fred. Ooh, baby, I'm so much on your side. I really do believe you don't let nobody mistreat your mother. I'm sorry. Believe me, I had people who said stuff about my mom in her past, and I had to leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? And I even had to hang up on because they know I finna talk about the late male or shorty without getting your ass whooped. I'm sorry. And this is where I'm on Fred. I ain't on Fred's side. I am on Fred's side the whole time. You do not mess with my mom, and he should have been got a lawyer. He should have been got a lawyer from the get-go and stop all of this mess. I don't care what happened to Serena and Kevin Hunter Sr. Baby, they go jump in the lake of fire as I'm concerned. I am on Team Wendy all the way. He caused all this mess with this woman.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I really do. That's why Mama, you remember sure I told you a long time ago, Sharrell. Sure, Mama, I told you a long time ago. I said when all this stuff went down and she was going through that divorce and she lost her mom, all this stuff they will make anybody go crazy. And that's what happened. She lost her mom and she was trying to get over the divorce. I really do believe she was trying to get over this divorce, trying to get through that her mom had passed away. And they put some more grievances on top of more grievances. And
I think you
turn to the one thing that kind of.
I think you're right. We're forgetting a lot has happened, Wendy, including losing her mother. A lot.
Hey guys, I didn't even want to interrupt, but somebody who called into somebody's show yesterday who claimed to know, and the only reason why I believe him is because he had too much personal information. And this guy who virtually know Wendy and Kevin used to like hang out with them, used to work with them. He called into somebody's show because they was just going in, and he was like, "I just want y'all to know the truth." And basically what he was saying was, he was like basically what she just said. Wendy did lose her way when she got divorced. But when her mother, and then remember her sidekick, her original sidekick, Skeletor, he died too, right around the same time.
Skeletor.
Right. There was the guy said that that's really what took over the edge. She was already teetering, but when her mom died and all that started to happen, it was over. Yeah. Whatever semblance what she was holding on to after that divorce was gone.
Oh wow!
I don't know, Skeletor. I thought that was what's her name? Candace's husband called Perry.
Yeah, you did. Latoya, sound off. I feel so bad for Wendy.
Hello, how are y'all?
Good.
I just feel that you have to remember that the maturity level of men in general. And that goes back from when we were younger. They always said, the girls matured faster than the boys and so forth and so on. And so I feel that when you're in a circle, like for my sons, if they know who I depend on. I've shown them who I depend on. And so if anything were to go wrong with me, they know they go to my mom first, And so there's Wendy's situation with her son. I feel she she took care of everything. You know what I'm saying? And in their dynamic, it was the husband they need to pick on. And so being old enough to understand what's going on with your parents, you know what I'm saying? Probably not going to go to my dad if I see these things going on and say, help me with mom. Like he doesn't know who to go to. She doesn't have her mother anymore. You know what I'm saying? And in the celebrity world, he was one that didn't have to handle anything. Wendy took care of and contacted this person or that person, and he just seen things appear and just seen things happen, And so now that everything is going downstream, he doesn't know who to depend on. You know what I'm saying? And it's easier said than done when you see now the uncle on, podcasts telling family business and different people around you that's been backstabbing. You know what I'm saying? So he's between a rock and a hard place on not saying he doesn't want the best for his mother. He wants his old mother back, but how do you get that? He's trying to find himself. So how does someone that age try to do, adult things? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, she has lawyers and look how they've done. She was at a stable bank. Look what happened. So I think it's a lot to put on him to say fix it.
Right.
I'm just saying,
what? No, those are a lot of good points.
Know who to trust.
Exactly.
Sharrell, that part right there, that super chat you have, that's what everybody needs to understand. Sharina saved little Kevin life. Dr. Savy saved him. So what we got to understand is that not Kevin's fault. His whole life, he had 3 parents. He had Wendy, he had Sharina, he had Kevin, or whatever you want to call him, and not his fault. How old is little Journey? What is she, about 3, 4 now? She's 3. You take all 3 years, so at the very least, we know that Sharina was in his life longer, but you take all 3 years, he was 20, right? So, so at the very least, that she was in the life 3 years. But we know when we heard about Sharina for real, because there was always sprinklings in there, he was already with Sharina about 15 years. So Kevin's whole life, he had 2 mothers.
No, Diva, do not get me upset.
I know. I'm not saying that she was a good mother. But when men cheat sometimes, and because this woman was in Kevin Sr.'s life so long, they end up bringing the kid around that other woman. And here's the thing. And Wendy said it on her show. When that time, do you remember that drug K2?
Yeah.
When that epidemic happened, Wendy said on the show that her son was away because a cousin introduced him to K2 and he was in the rehab. He was out there with Dr. Savy. And so, and Wendy could not go. She saw him down there, but she couldn't stay because she had to work.
Okay, I got to stop you, Diva, because I'm getting mad. How do you see somebody drag your mama through the mud? And I don't care how old you are, and you set yourself to say that this is my second mother?
No, I'm not saying he's saying that. I'm saying, unfortunately, Sharrell, that's the position he was put in, not his fault. From when he was a little kid, when you are in a bad trouble like that, you almost died. Wendy Williams said it herself about her son, and now here you are. You're in a rehab. Your mother couldn't stay with you, but this other chick is by your side every single day.
I have good friends that have did a lot for me, but there's a big difference between my good friend and family. My mom, not even family, my mother.
But to tag on to what the caller, who's that just said, here's the other piece of it too. Huh?
I had said that Wendy was a workaholic and Sharina was there and she was able to nurture him when Wendy wasn't available.
Right, but let me.
That's what the guy said last night too. He said the same thing last night.
Let me add this to the conversation too. Again, I was talking about the other one that just spoke before me, where every 23-year-old is not the same. Look at that John Morant, the NBA basketball player. He's blowing away $33 million. Because his mind is not as the mindset.
We're not talking about 23 million or whatever he made. I'm talking about your mother, the person that brought you in this world.
No, we're talking about
she not handle it.
If you're not
talking about the maturity of a male,
it's as simple as
we're talking about the maturity level.
Right.
The minute I saw my mom drunk, laying out on the couch, unable to work, it's a wrap.
But here's the thing, right?
You got her sister who's a lawyer. Y'all saying, like, who does he go to, right? He don't have money. And you got to remember, too, when Wendy Williams split from Kevin, the industry was split, too. What's his name? Dr. Oz told her, I'm glad, because they told her to her face, your husband was scary. Everybody was scared of Kelvin. So now you got the son who, here he is, he's going to go to who? Because if they feel he's still connected to his father, they're not going to help him because they're scared of his father. The industry is scared of Kevin Hunter, whatever you want to say. So who does the junior go to? Who does he turn to? Then he got his own auntie that's a lawyer who's smarter and like been in the world longer. You can't even turn to her because why isn't she stepping up? So we want him to go to who and go where? when she was out there in Florida with him, because all of them follow that Dr. Sadie regimen. Even Sharina now with her vegan stuff and everything, she's saying Dr. Sadie, right? So my thing is, when she was with him, that's when we saw her eating in the bed. He was making sure she was eating right, exercising, whatever. Somebody scared him. And he, what can he do? He's a young kid and he's not used to doing anything for himself. Because even his old father wasn't without Wendy's money.
Yeah. Can I add something just a moment?
You can tell you get a sixth sense when someone is taking advantage. And I'm sorry, if I knew someone who's had Sharina woman that was like so obviously an opportunist, I'd be able to smell it from a mile away.
But that's an adult thing.
Be able to sell me into any of that, quite frankly.
But that's an adult thinking. When you think of the mature, respectable young man that Wendy and his father raised. So if that's any child, even meeting a stranger. If that stranger treats that kid nice, they have a good time with each other, all those things, they'll grow their own bond with each other, with that person. And I think with having to spend time with his father, I'm sure he's not, an unruly kid. So it's not like he's in the household having to get disciplined by this woman. You know what I'm saying? They're doing dinners, they're doing hanging outs. Like he's seen her as just a nice lady, and created his own bond. So when the other caller said, about nurturing, and you look at her want to stay in the good graces of the father, because I'm sure she understands the relationship and how he feels about his son. She's in kiss ass mode. So, she's being nice to the son. She's, doing motherly duties, all of those things. And the son has just grasped towards her. So it's not like saying that she's taking Wendy's place at all, but being another woman figure in his life, it's been a positive experience for him. So why would he treat her any type of way or be disrespectful to her, even though now he's 23 and all of these things are going on with his mother, health-wise, financial-wise, that has nothing to do with him, So why would he treat her disrespectfully?
Let me say this because I really mean this. Diva is not just talking a good game. She's one of the most respectful people I know. She went through a divorce, a bitter divorce, and handled it textbook style. Like
she did. I was on live when she spoke about that. Kudos to you, lady.
But everybody ain't like that.
Right.
Everybody not like that. And I live my life different. And that damn kid, I don't know what I would do if that was my son. Like, you ain't got strong enough to help. You ain't got sense enough to know you being played.
Well, see, I'm sorry. He's taking his dad's lead, and he's motivated by greed. And I know so many people are angry at me in this chat, being like, "Oh, like, how can you say this? How can you say that?"
Hold on, Freddie. Hold on.
But wait a minute. I don't think he's motivated by greed. Y'all, we have to. Okay.
Hold on one second. The stuff that your ex-husband pulled, he better be glad that he had a woman like you. But there are people out there that like me, and I don't play that. And if my kid don't show me any kind of loyalty in my time of weakness, you can't make up for that.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. I say this as a male, right? And I'm understanding what you ladies saying. That the side piece could have been nurturing, right? Treated him very nicely. But this sidekick wasn't with him from birth to 18.
Almost.
17. No. You said almost.
Almost.
Well, look.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Perry, because Diva's being very compassionate. Do you feel compassion for the son?
Who, me? No, I don't.
No, Diva.
Oh.
No, I see. The reason why I do is because what I'm saying to you is that men that cheat are very manipulative, right? And I think Kevin Jr. was being groomed by a very young age with this side piece. So the side piece was darn near in the marriage the same amount of time he was married. It might have been because he cheated on Wendy when she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And so this kid is 23. So he cheated on Wendy. Wendy said it herself in the book she wrote, in the documentary she had on Lifetime. This man cheated on her when she was pregnant. And the rumor has it that it was Sharina. So you're talking 23 years.
Okay.
So you do feel the compassion for the son, right?
I feel the compassion because unfortunately with him, as a kid, I don't know who this other woman I'm seeing daddy with is. You understand what I'm saying?
At what age? At what age, Diva? I mean, at 1 or 2 or 3, you might not. Let's keep it real. Kids start getting interested in 11, 12, 13, 14.
No, and I'm saying, yes, he probably knew at that point, but at that point, you already, and you also know, like you said, you know, Perry, then that means he knew his mother knew.
Well, so you feel that Wendy brought all this on herself and she gets what she deserves?
I feel she played a role in it. If I'm sitting there, Sharrell, and I know that my husband every night is not coming home to my bed, if I know that I'm making $3 million and $2 million is missing, and then and she knew about that house down the block. Wendy Williams lived in a very expensive neighborhood. Sharina never worked. Never worked. How does she get to have a mansion down the block where my mansion is at? How is she driving these nice cars? Wendy had to know because it was her that was making the money.
So you feel bad for Kevin too? Like it feels like you feel bad for everybody.
Kevin. All I'm saying is, Sharrell, is that in every relationship, we all play a role in it, right? And I'm not saying that this is 100% Wendy, but I'm also saying she knew about Sharina for
she turned a blind eye. She would have stayed with him had that woman not had a baby. She would have been with that man had she not had a baby by her husband. And now everybody knows. Now the baby's going to have to come over. Now the husband's going to want to bring the baby to birthday parties and anniversaries and Thanksgiving dinner. So now the world knows. Wendy would have still been with that man had he not had a baby outside the marriage.
The reality is that Kevin Hunter Sr. is the main problem throughout of this thing. He took advantage of an addict. Let's be honest, he did. He, rather than getting Wendy the help, he exploited her. He was having affairs left, right, and center, allegedly. Well, we all know it's true, but allegedly for the purposes of this video. And he has transposed this behavior onto his son. Now, in my opinion, the son could have used his own initiative as well. I think he should have been able to see, it's not hard to see what people's narratives in life are, what people's agendas are. I think he should have been able to see that. And people are hating me for saying all of this. And it's like, the difference is Aoki Simmons is smart. She wants a relationship with both her parents because they're her parents. But she understands her dad is a complete narcissist and that her mum maybe did steal money, allegedly took advantage. And she's understanding both are negative and that there are both issues in this situation. Aoki's having a more positive outlook. Kevin Hunter Jr., on the other hand, he's more siding with the dad. That's the difference.
I don't think so. I think we got to really go back. So, okay. So I will never forget when Wendy actually went to rehab before. This is before anybody knew anything. And I remember Jason Lee took a picture with Lil Kev. And then Jason Lee went on his podcast because everybody was going in on Lil Kev. Like, he out there in California partying. And Jason was like, listen, y'all don't know what that boy went through. He was like, and y'all don't know what he got planned. And right after that, that's when he moved back. He went back to Florida, and Wendy was with him in Florida, and he was taking care of her. Remember, we were seeing pictures with him and her together all the time, and then all of the time it stopped, and then it stopped. And I think it happened because, like he said in that interview, once they started losing the case, everything went downhill.
Because this is what's tripping me out. Because you guys feel compassion for Kevin.
No,
Jr.
but here's the thing. Let me tell you how he got caught up in that.
Do you feel compassion for Sharina too? Because she's a lot of time invested in Kevin.
Hell no, I don't. But I'm telling you about this.
Well, how you not feel compassion for Sharina, but you feel compassion for Kevin Jr. Sharina was manipulated too.
Oh, she was not.
I'm trying to tell you how crazy y'all sound. I'm trying to tell you how crazy you sound. I'm never gonna live in a house with a kid that I took care of, nurtured from birth, and he's team opposite side of me.
But did you not see them pictures of him taking care of his mother?
And he's living it up, the high life, dropping out of school.
Did we not see him with his mother though? Did we not see him with his mother?
Responsible.
But was he not with his mother though? But was he not with his mother? Did we not see him taking care of his mother? He did, and she was looking better. The thing was, when she wanted to move down there because he was sitting up there renting, he convinced her, Mom, you're going to stay down here with me. Okay, well, we need to go to the bank because now we're going to buy this place and I'm going to stay here. They're like, oh, no, she's getting manipulated. And then, like everybody says, Kevin Hunter, that's the big no-no. So he's coming down there and they're like, well, he might be manipulated by the dead. So we can't trust this. She's not all the way there because she probably wasn't. She was probably making progress. But come on, even with Florida, she was in and out of wellness facilities. Yes, he had her, but she was probably doing day treatment. So
let me tell you something, Buzz. I love you. You've been with me for a long time. People treat you the way you let them.
Exactly. Okay.
Treat you, and if I sit up there and tell my son it's okay, you had so much going on and you were confused. No, I'm your mama, and you threw my ass under the bus, and there will be no more money for you. Period.
So what he supposed to do about Wells Fargo when he tried to buy the house for them to stay in, and they said no? What was he supposed to do then? Because he tried to buy the place because he was renting. He was going to buy it so he could stay down there.
This is what I'm asking you, okay? Because everybody's different. And when Diva's talking, she's not joking. She lives like that. She's very honorable and I ain't playing either.
Mm-hmm.
I live by what I go by. People treat you the way you let them. If I tell my son, like, you put time into your children, you love your children, you feed them before you feed yourself. And then I'm broken because this man had manipulated me and stole from me. Even if I knew he's dirty, I'm not giving him. He dirty. And then I find out that my son is in the happy home calling Sharina mom.
Right, and see that's my whole thing.
It would do something to me.
Okay. Now this is what it sounds like to me. Because I think on one half, we'll talk about Kevin, and then the other half we'll just talk about like, well, why is financial stuff, right? But we're talking about the son, how he's treating his mother. Mm-hmm. But it sounds like y'all are basically saying is a reason why he's this way, why he's showing Sharina this motherly love, right?
Well, I ain't going yet. I didn't even get to that yet. I didn't get to Sharina yet and how he relates to her because
it's okay because she saved his life by taking him to see Dr. I don't know, whatever his name is.
Don't do that, Perry. Don't do that.
No. I think the part that we all missing is that regardless of the age, okay, like we know that there's some people that's in Wendy life that don't mean her no good. And so now we need to come up with a solution to what he can do now to get her out of these folks' grip. Because let's be honest, she wouldn't be in that rehab center if it wasn't for him coming out on that interview. And then that dude that make jewelry that's supposed to be her manager, Will Selby, put it back in there.
Yeah.
Hold on. People are saying that I'm upset. I'm not upset. This is how I talk.
This is how we get down, people.
I am not upset.
Ain't nobody upset.
Can I say this real quick?
Yeah, that's real Sharrell right there.
Right, exactly.
Why am I upset? Y'all know I get animated.
Yeah, wait, can I say this real quick, Sharrell? Because I was listening, as I was coming back from getting my food. I want to let the people know, just to switch the subject really quickly, about the whole Monique thing. For real, people, Sharrell told me a long time ago all the details, the evidence, the pictures, and was like, Diva, you can have it because I know you recap that show. But I get I chicken out sometimes. I'm like, nah, I was like,
oh, I knew it too, Diva. I knew it too because they already had said she wanted to be famous.
But she showed me, Sharrell, for real, with all of these stories, before she comes up, she be having the evidence. And y'all, listen, together sometimes y'all would used to tell us all off. And then the truth always ends up coming out later. But there's a lot of other stuff that Sharrell legit has told me and had the information. And I'm like, oh my God. Even with this whole what's the Kimora Lee story, she was like, no, Diva, you so gullible. This, that. And I'll be laughing on the phone, and I'm like, all right, we gonna roll with it. So, but you then told me all of that stuff about Monique. And the way she moved and the way she was on Lovage Marriage DC, it all proved to be true.
Not only that, about Carlos was getting ready to hang her out to dry.
Yeah.
But you know what? A lot of people think Carlos is dirty, but that's his job. People don't understand. Like, you got to run a reality TV show. And if you worry about everybody's feelings and how this person's going to take, you're not going to have a reality TV show. Right. So people need to grow up. When you enter the game of reality TV, all bets are off. You don't trust nobody. Nobody.
I used to just like Carlos King either until I start watching this podcast and listening to how he thinks and why he does the things he does. He's brilliant, man. He's brilliant.
Who?
Carlos King, yes. The way he actually brings out genuine, authentic stories to reality TV. I love the way he thinks. I didn't like him at first, but the more I'm watching his podcast and just see how he breaks stuff down, I like Carlos King.
I get crucified for liking Carlos King, but when I say I like somebody, I'm saying I'm liking their business mind. I'm liking the way they operate. And Diva, I say this 100 times. It's way better to be friends with people behind the scenes than on the camera. Okay, you guys, we were just having a spirited conversation. It's I yell when if Freddie does too. That's how we talk to each other.
YouTube. So everyone hates the people on YouTube.
That's what I would say. Let me get two people's comments really quick because I don't want to do a 2-hour video. So Sheila, can you sound off first really quickly?
You know, as far as Kevin is concerned and Sharina, he gets what he got. He was dogging her. He was using her money, and she showed him her true colors. She was only with him because she was getting Wendy's money. And as far as her son, I don't care what if that was my dad and I saw what my dad was doing, and then all of a sudden I'm over there with my dad and he's treating my mother bad, him and his girlfriend, and I'm calling her mom. Now I want sympathy. No, thank you. He also gets what he gets. And I'm glad he spoke up that if she is in rehab, that's fine. Go ahead.
Let me tell you the magic in me and Diva's relationship. Diva's an upstanding person, and she's loving and patient. I'm not. I will cut you out, and I'm serious. I can get too mean sometimes, and Diva has to pull me back. That's the balance in the relationship. So she'll say, Sharrell, back up. And I'll just go in. I'm like Freddie, I will go in for the kill if I have to.
But Diva clearly finds calmness in Candy versus Kitchen, which she's
calm down on Candy. You're going too hard. Calm down.
You don't start none, don't be none type of person. That's why sometimes you be picking at Candy because you the same way. Like, don't get you started.
Look, Sean, isn't that true? You know me a while. I go in. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I love it.
Me too.
Well, so listen, Sharrell be like, Diva, I'm about to go up there. I'm going to let them know I'm going to show this, I'm going to show that, and this and that, and it's going to go down. She's like, you ready? I'm like, girl.
Listen. It's very hard to find vloggers that have, or influencers that actually have a moral compass. So to be able to have a moral compass and to stand on what you know and believe in, I'm old school. So I'm 100% riding with you. I mean, when it comes to Lil Kev and that, no. We're not doing that. I don't care if you giving out gold and stones and you pooping it all out. Listen, we not going for that. You're not going to treat my mom any kind of way, and you be the person that's been in between my mom and my dad, and my mom and my parents' relationship breaking up, and I'm gonna ride with you. Oh no, it'll be a cold day in hell.
I think it's safe to say we're arguing over little Kevin, but I think everybody on this panel feels no sympathy for Kevin Sr. And this is only beginning. We're gonna do lots of videos as he faces those people on the way down that he dogged on the way up.
Hey, he gets what he gets.
He's finally getting his karma.
Y'all, this is not the end. Trust me. When I say this is not the end. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
This is the beginning. This is the beginning.
Yeah, we need to see him in the box, unlike coming to what was that, Trading Places? The rich men on the corner come eat out the boxes, asking for him. That's what we need to see him at. That's
you guys heard about the boyfriend in South Carolina, right? We all heard about him, right?
No.
Boyfriend that Sharina had.
Sharina allegedly has a boyfriend in South Carolina that's been in on this with.
She been giving him money too. She was giving him an allowance.
Yes, I heard that.
Yes.
My God.
We gotta find the boyfriend, and I don't know if I'm right. I think Tasha K knows about this boyfriend. We need to
this is classic. I love it.
Because the ex-girlfriend called into Tasha K's show and went in on Sharina, went in on Kevin. Matter of fact, told some stuff about Wendy. This is right when they first got divorced. She called into Tasha K and was like, as soon as Sharina stepped into North Carolina, her ass is glad. Because I'm telling you, that girl who life she ruined, she wants to beat her up so bad. Wait
a minute. Don't do this to me. Somebody called on the Tasha K show claiming to be the ex-girlfriend of who?
Of Sharina's side piece.
Side piece?
Yes. I'll send it to you. I thought you heard it. It's been out years ago.
Characterization all over her, honey. That's her MO.
Yes, and the girl, I'm telling you, she'll tell you, she ruined her whole life. So she said, if she stepped foot in North Carolina, she gonna tag that. You know what? I'm telling you, she was pissed. Yes.
So everybody fan out to Tasha K. Fan out.
I do have to be careful. I don't take that for face value because, I mean, quite frankly, with Tasha K, if I went on her channel, I made out I was Erica Jane's toy boy, she'd probably fall for it, quite frankly, or buy into it.
You have to give credit where credit's due. She gives the best interviews.
Well, Freddie, I thought that too, but here's the thing. You know, I'm not trying to be funny, but Chronicles, she did it to logistics, and she got into the comment section and said, I ain't want to say nothing, but that's the address, because the girl mentioned the address. She said, yeah, that's the address.
They've got the address?
Wow.
Chronicle got everything. Chronicle had the loan information for his car that he loaned, that he fund. She got the address from where it's been sold. Yeah.
So if Chronicles backed it up in the comment section, that's the only reason why I believe it. But this happened years ago.
It was years ago. All right, you guys, I gotta go. I gotta go pick up my granddaughter. Rich Freddie. That's what we're gonna. Rich Andrews gone, and Rich Andrews in college. Now we have Rich Freddie in the house. We gotta call him
Rich Freddie.
Rich Freddie.
Yeah.
Everybody, this was a great conversation. We all agree that this is the beginning of the downfall for Kevin, and we must report every single thing about it because he needs to feel the burn. Sorry, Diva. You know I love this. Is my pain. He's got to feel the pain. He's got to.
Can I just give
hashtag protect Kevin Jr.
Okay, we'll give Diva that. Yes, protect Diva. Kevin Jr., but not the senior. Go ahead, Freddie.
I agree. Can I give my one thought quickly on Monique and Chris, because I never got to?
Really quickly. Go ahead, Rich.
I think that maybe their divorce is a bit of a clusterfudge in the fact that, like, they are getting divorced, then they aren't. I just, to me, I personally need to see a divorce filing to make my decision.
I never showed
Well,
you
she found having seals this time too.
If
All
my
right,
lady
you guys,
was at a
I gotta go
hotel
pick
with,
up my granddaughter.
Yeah.
Thank everyone for the super chat. You don't have to support the channel, but you do. Great conversation, Diva.
Thank you.
All you guys, I love you up here. Please
Thanks,
don't
everybody.
forget to hit that like button on the way out, and I will see you guys next Kevin Senior Report on 3. Everybody, let's say
That video too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
bye, guys.
Bye.